Hello, welcome to Beth Roars, where we look at your favourite singers to find out what makes them them. This one is a patron vote winner, yay! And it's Iron Maiden again. I always really enjoy Iron Maiden. In fact, I was really inspired by Bruce Dickinson and did a video on my other channel, Roar ! Doing some fencing. So go check that out. It's Bruce Dickinson inspired. But for now, let's give this a listen.
As you might know, we've got a new album wandering around at the moment. The album is called Power Slave, alright?
I love his fringe.
And what we thought we'd do on this one, rather than like the usual, you know what I mean, 3.5-minute hit single and all that stuff and get on all the usual bullshit kind of shows and all the rest of it, what we thought we'd do is we'd do something a little different. We did a song on this album that's about 13 minutes long, right? It's a little track we're going to do for you. Written by a guy a very long time ago, a guy by the name of Samuel Taylor Coleridge actually wrote a poem on which this song is based on.
I was going to tell you about this. He's going to tell us.
This poem, I'm sad to say, was written while under the influence of drugs, ladies and gentlemen.
Bruce
Now, we're not
Dickinson.
talking here the kind of drugs that I normally take, which is maybe the odd cup of tea or something like that, you know, before a concert or something. We're talking serious drugs. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about marijuana, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know this stuff used to be legal in the 19th century in England, all right? In those days, they didn't used to call it marijuana, they used to call it hemp, right, which is the stuff they used to make ropes out of in those days. And did you know that the Queen of England, that's Queen Victoria, who was the Queen of England in those days, she used to get really, really bad period pains, you know what I mean? Really terrible. And in her diary, she used to write, had really terrible period pains today. Georgie was very annoyed. That was her husband, the king, you know what I mean? And she used to go to the toilet and have a couple of joints to kind of mellow out a little bit. Did you know that? Really? And now look what's happened to the state of the fucking empire. Never mind. The rhyme of the ancient Maiden!
I love Bruce Dickinson. So good. Oh, what a great mix. It's so fast, it's so high, it's really hard to get that beautiful mix that high anyway, and if you have long held notes or things that have a lot of vowels in, then it can be a little easier. It's still not easy, but then if you have all that rhythm, all those consonants that make you close your mouth, that make you make a smaller resonant space, it can be really difficult. Every vowel has its own challenge, so you have to adapt for kind of every vowel. Now, some people do this really naturally. Most of us have to kind of work on our vowels to make sure that we can maintain our resonance and our support and all these things throughout all the different vowel shapes. But he is going so quickly through them and managing that so well. I did mention about his fencing. He is so fit. He was a fencing champion. You have to check out all his fencing things. You'll see him run around stage, and I think his fencing probably is something that really, really contributed to his cardiovascular health, which helps your singing and also allows you to run around stage like him. He just has body awareness. open he is. I want to see how he does his ease. Can you see how he keeps on hitting that same shape even when it's really fast? It's really open, and this is something that everyone does. They don't really open their mouth enough, especially when you want a big resonant sound. He isn't pushing, he's not actually putting that much energy in, or he is. It's directing energy into the right place. So making sure that it's all about correcting the shape that you're making with your mouth so that you can make the most resonant and efficient sound. You don't have to waste energy then on like pushing loads of air out, on tensing your muscles. Those are the two things that people often make mistakes in when they hear this big sound. They're like, let's really push it, let's use loads of air, and then let's tense everything really hard. And that's actually the opposite of what you need to do. Normally what you need to do is have a nice gentle breath support and create the correct shape that will help you make a resonant sound. It's a real counterintuitive idea, but it really works. I like him. The stripy one. I love that bit of Brian there. Time signature change. Jordan. He has this operatic quality on his long notes, and what is it that's causing that? Well, one of the things is that I think he's doing is really raising his soft palate. Now, a soft palate raise is something that often people don't do. You can kind of work out if you're doing it by singing, by holding your nose. If it doesn't make up, like if it doesn't stop the tone, then your soft palate is raised. But that really raised soft palate, opera singers do it kind of more than in a lot of styles, gives you that big open sound. There's the upper sound, that open sound, and the big vibrato the whole way through the note. So the theme of this poem is meant to be that we should love all creatures created by God. I don't know. I can be down with that for sure. So atmospheric. Oh, smoke. Good creaky ship.
One after one, like a star-duggered moon, to wake for groan or sigh. Each turned his face with a ghastly pang, and cursed me with his eye. 4 times 50 living men, and I heard no sigh nor groan. With heavy thump, a lifeless lump, they dropped down, one by one.
Why do people not make like art music like this anymore as often? It's not just a song, it's like a story. Piece of art. It's actually kind of creepily relaxing. Here we go. He's about to sing. I feel like we don't have these storytelling songs as much anymore. Songs that take us on journeys, songs that just make your imagination go wild. I was on a ship with a whale swimming alongside in my mind there. And, I want more of this like imaginative music, this kind of music. I just want to be taken on a journey. I would like real things that aren't perfect but are human stories. That's fun to me. Okay, people often ask me, does this stance help singing? And your stance really is important for singing. Actually, one thing that a lot of singers have in common is generally they have good posture, and that's really important. I talk to my students a lot about this because as soon as you're hunched in, you are stopping your rib cage from being able to move as easily. If you are like a lovely, I always think like a cross shape, your shoulders are kind of just nice and flat and relaxed, and then you're not over to either side. Your rib cages, if you have multiple, that would be very interesting. Your rib cage can move really easily up and down. Your diaphragm can do its job really, really well. But it's also interesting with the legs because your diaphragm is kind of connected to your spinal column, and so are the muscles that come through your legs. There's a lot of nerves also that are connected through the diaphragm and kind of come down. So if your legs lock out, it can actually affect your breathing. Now, having this kind of power stance of your leg up, one probably just makes you feel, there's a lot of things about power poses and things like that, makes you feel really powerful and good, but also it means you're not locking out anything around your hips or your legs, which is great for your diaphragm. That shape, I love it! Search them uses a lot of fry in his sound, which is like to add that grit. And I love it. It's a really interesting sound. You can do it by practicing being like a little cat, or like a car. That was a car spinning out of control. I was just dancing. I think he's climbed out somewhere. Yes, he has. You can see how fit he is in his physique, but yeah, I don't think many people would have that much energy to just keep on going through a show like he does. He runs, he jumps all over the stage, he sings, he's running. Oh, it's incredible. He doesn't ever look out of breath. Oh, and I love all these time signature changes. He's so good. He's so good. It seems so effortless, yet powerful. please suggest to me people that are making music like this now, because, you know, I wanted to say they don't make music like this now, but there must be people. There must be people out there, and it might not be as popular for whatever reason, but there will be people who are able to take us on these journeys. It doesn't just stop. Suggestions. I want to hear them. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.